Alright, hello guys, welcome to this video. Now, this one's going to be a lot more educational than it is going to be a forecast, so if you're not really interested in that type of video, I just thought I'd let you know. Now, I would hope that you would consider subscribing if you haven't already. I make a lot of videos like this one. I also make seasonal forecasts and kind of local forecasts sometimes, like for snowstorms or hurricanes. I also plan on doing live streams soon, which would be fun. I also would like for you to like this video if you do enjoy this type of video, just so I can know that this is what you guys want me to be making. It really helps me figure out what you guys want me to do and what you don't want me to do. Now, this video is going to be about El Nino. I know the other day I said that there would be a Mordecai El Nino, and most people agree with that, almost everybody. But I did see a video the other day that kind of confused me, and it was this person saying that there really wouldn't be an El Nino, and that there isn't really proof that there will be an El Nino. And I think that there is proof, and I do think that there will be an El Nino. That's what this video is about. I also got a comment like this, which is kind of what really pushed me to make the video, because I was like, okay, too many people think this and are kind of not really seeing what I'm trying to say. So I was going to go ahead and make an educational video to show you guys exactly why I thought this. Now, I wanted to go ahead and show the Nino regions just so when I'm talking, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, Nino 4, you can see, is on that very western edge. It's that blue zone. That's the very western edge of El Nino, and that's typically where a Mordecai El Nino would have its warmest temperatures. Now, the 3.4, we can just go ahead and ignore that because I'm not going to be saying that. Now, Nino 3 is the more eastern edge, not the extreme eastern edge, because that would be 1 plus 2, but 3 is kind of the more central eastern edge, and then 1 plus 2 is going to be that very closest rectangle that you can see right up against South America. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys why I think this. Obviously, that's what this whole video is about. So, right now we're looking at the sea surface temperature anomalies on the surface, and you can see that there is a lot of blue, so it would lead you to think, well, there's not really an El Nino, and there is colder temperatures over there, so why would somebody think that there's going to be an El Nino? Now, that would be easy to think because there is a lot of blue, and this was taken on August 8th, so that was very, very recently. Now, you can see that in the ENSO 4 region, El Nino 4 region, there is warmer temperatures, up to 1 degree warmer than average up there on the northern edge. So I would say probably more like half a degree or below. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you the depth. Now, this is what the person who made the video obviously didn't even take a look at. And this is the depth of near surface water. So this isn't like all the way to the bottom of the ocean, but this is pretty close to the surface. Now, you could see where those little areas of blue blobs are in the very top right corner of this. Now, that was in Nino 3, where there was below average temperatures. You can see there's a little tiny blobs, but you can see these ginormous blobs of warm temperature under the water, and these are almost 3 degrees above average. So these are very, very, very warm temperatures. And now the last time I saw something like this was right before the 2015 to 2016 winter, when we had that giant El Nino that pretty much was one of the biggest El Ninos ever. So that was the last time I saw anything. You know, it was a lot bigger than this, but that was the last time that I saw anything like this, with as far as like waters right under the surface being this warm. And now these typically will just start to move up at any moment. You never know when it's really going to happen. That's the part that we really can't forecast, but we know that it's there and that heat rises. So typically that would lead you to think that there is going to be these are going to make their way to the surface eventually. Now, they are moving northwest. I know I didn't take a video of this because I usually just do this in a slideshow format, but it is moving northwest. I'm sorry, not north. Up to the surface and west. I keep saying north. But anyway, it's moving up into the west. So that's going to even be going into the Nino 4 region most likely. And it'll probably cool a bit. Right now it's 3 degrees above average. I'm expecting it to be more in between 1 and 2 degrees. And that'll lead to a weak El Nino. And that's going to be a Mordecai El Nino. So that's going to push its way towards the surface and maybe a little bit further west into the Nino 4 region, and then we're going to get a true Mordecai El Nino, because those blue waters are below average, and they're likely going to stay at the surface in the Nino 1 and 2 region. Nino 3 also has that little blob of warm water that will likely make its way to the surface. That's actually the area that might make its way to the surface first, so people might be doubting that there will even be a Mordecai El Nino, but really it's that warm, huge blob that's going to make its way to the surface that's going to really, really, really affect things. Now, I wanted to show you a few more graphics just to back my theory. So first off, here's the SST anomaly, sea surface temperature anomalies per region. So you can see Nino 4 is at the top, and you can see that that's above average right now. Like I said, almost half a degree, if not half a degree, which is the qualification for El Nino conditions. So we're almost in an El Nino there. It does need to last 3 months though, but as far as conditions go, we're almost there in that region. Then Nino 3.4, which is right in between 3 and 4, is slightly above average. And then you can see Nino 3 was above average, but it kind of went below, I think due to those little cold blobs, but those are so small they're going to kind of eradicate, and then we'll be above average again. So that's the Nino 3. And then Nino 1 plus 2, you can see, is sitting right around average, if not below average, which really leads me to think Mordecai El Nino, like I said before. Now here's the Jamstack forecast on the El Nino going forward, and you can see this moves from left to right, and you can see the months at the bottom, and then you can see the degree table on the very left side. So half a degree is El Nino conditions, and you can see it rises almost to a degree, if not a little bit more, by January, and it's really going to be peaking, you know, pretty darn soon. So I think by October we're going to see those conditions really start to come in. But like I said, you can't really put a time on it because it isn't, you know, something that we can even predict when that warm water is going to really start moving its way up. Now here's the CFS forecast, and you can see this one takes a little bit more of a slower approach. By the time we're in October, it's going to be kind of moving towards a degree. This one takes it a little bit warmer than what I would think. It's a little bit more extreme than the Jamstack. I like the Jamstack's take a lot more on this, and I think that the CFS is overdoing it. And then one more graphic here, and this is the Equatorial Pacific Upper Ocean Heat Anomaly. And this is kind of not just the surface. This one's actually compiling that whole surface area that I showed you where that warm blob was. And you can see how above average it is when you take into account just below the surface. It's actually almost a degree above average Celsius. So, and it has been pretty much since like April. So the idea that there isn't going to be an El Nino, or that there will be an El Nino neutral phase, is just kind of, you know, not the most likely outcome here. I think that there's about a 20% chance of a neutral and about an 80% chance of an El Nino. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be making my hurricane forecast very, very, very soon, within the next 3 days. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Like I said, subscribe if you like videos like this. I also will be making live streams as soon as there's a tropical storm to track, or snowstorm. And I might even make live streams for winter forecasts and stuff. And as soon as the Jamstack updates, I am going to be making a winter discussion video on that topic. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.